All right, we're gonna ditch me moonwalking into the frame. I love you, Michael Jackson, but I'll never moonwalk like you. All right, so we're gonna do a killer lesson on rhythm, okay? Now, stop me or drop a, you can't really stop me, but you can hit the space bar or you can ditch me. Please don't do that. My neighbor Bruce, beginning guitar player down the street, he's like my guinea pig before I give you some of these lessons. So today I said this thing about playing in the pocket. You know, I had a chord, I was going, and he had no clue what I meant. So I was like, oh, Bruce, I'm sorry. That just means when you're feeling the groove, you're in the zone. So listen, nothing is more important than rhythm. And nothing's more satisfying, in my opinion, drop in the comments if you agree or disagree, than just having really tight rhythm skills. Internal rhythm. We're not playing with a drummer, no metronome. We're not playing with our digital audio workstation, our fake drummer in there. It's just us and our guitar. So I'm going to give you 3 to 4 ideas. I want you to practice these every day. Let's go to the funnest one right away. Now, the most important thing out of every technique I show you, the one thing you gotta focus on the transitions. That's where everyone gets lost the most. So what do I mean? So let's say, here's what we're gonna do. Here's a song, pick a song you know and love. So here's a song I love. We're not gonna say the song so the YouTube algorithm monsters don't get us, and then it goes here, and then it goes here, and then it goes here, and then it goes here later and here, and then I'm gonna throw in a little piece of my own flavor. All right. Now, before I show this to Bruce, take your hand and put it over wherever chords you're playing. You can do what I do. We're not going to do the theory part. So what I do is I put my hands and I move over the chord progression, but I don't actually push down and play the notes in the chord. Why? Because the percussive element of rhythm is the most important, what you don't play, right? So hitting the strings. Remember, James Brown said, what'd he say? Every instrument is a drum set. It's true. So watch. Before you play your first chord, see if you can just lay it down and get the percussive thing going, okay? So this first chord here, I'm gonna go. Now you can do whatever rhythm you want because there's so many rhythms we can do. We can play with the pick, with our fingers, okay? Now, when you start getting that tight, what I want you to do is move to the next chord, but I want you to really focus on the transition and see how it feels, okay? Because we're not even, the hard part's when you start adding in the chord, and if you're playing a difficult chord shape, like this one's got a couple. This one's pretty tough. This major 7 chord, I said I wouldn't say the theory, I can't help myself with this one. Okay, watch. I'm just gonna move through the progression. Am I even playing any notes yet? I'm trying to feel the groove. Beatbox it. The couch with like your significant other or a family member, you could really annoy them if you sat there just doing that. You could just like, man, I'm trying to skyrocket my rhythm here, all right? So you see there, I didn't even play the chord yet. Now watch this. Now I'm gonna add the chord as I move through the rhythmic flow. Again, pay attention to the transition between the chords. So let's try this. I'm just freestyling this too. You're trying to have fun here, okay? Unless you shake the chord like that. Okay, now you saw part of that time on that progression. Sometimes when I went to the 3rd chord or the 2nd chord, I wasn't even barely playing any notes in the chord. I was just emphasizing the rhythmic part of it. What do I mean? So watch. Let's do it on the 3rd chord out of these 4. Let's go. Say it went tick, 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 and then I hit that on the upstroke. Now, if you're not comfortable doing this type of rhythm, just do downstrokes, okay? Less is more. So up, I played the wrong chord. Because building a solid internal rhythm is the most important. Now, as you get more and more comfortable with whatever chord progression from whatever song you chose, you don't have to do the whole progression. You can just do the first 2 and go back and forth. You can add like little embellishments. And we're not thinking we're just gonna, so like for example, in this one, I'm just gonna throw down my pinky on the high E, like on the 10th fret. And then here I'm gonna keep it pretty much what it is because that's just a beautiful chord. You know, on this one, we got the open string, I lift up. Instead of that, I get some open strings, and then this one. So watch. Again, pay attention to how your body feels during the transitions. That's the most important part. That's where you're gonna fall apart, and that's gonna show you what you need to work on, okay? So if you start falling apart through all 4 chords, or however many chords are in your progression, just do the first 2 and go back and forth. You could do this. And stop playing. Now another idea you can do is you can hang on the chord for more than, you know, I'm moving through the progression pretty fast. So I could just like double it, right? So. Here's the other half of the song. Little embellishments. Okay, I'm not expecting you to be able to do that yet. I'm just giving you the building blocks for that. So pick a song you know and love, okay? Before you play one chord, move through the progression, but just get the percussive part of it, okay? Because great rhythm guitar is all about the percussive mixed with the actual playing of the notes. Now, we didn't do anything where we even arpeggiate anything. That's another whole ballgame. But again, the transition is the most important, okay? It's like the setup. It's just like a great song. A great song is great because of the composition, the writing, the way the transitions feel. Okay? See what I'm saying? Okay, here's your next idea. Idea number 2. I do this a lot. So a lot of times I usually do the bar chord to like a triad. I usually do this one. See, I picked that. That's great. I've got a bunch of videos, but today let's change it up. Let's do the open chord. So in this case, I'm gonna do an open C. You can pick whatever chords you want. I suggest you just do these because I'm giving them to you. C, and we're gonna go all the way up here to this, what is that shape? If you've been watching this video, the videos on this channel, you know that's a C major triad on the DGB string set. We're referring to the open strings. Watch the playlist. I just finished all 12 major triads with beautiful charts, with beautiful colors for you because you're beautiful. Tasty cupcakes for your ears. So you're gonna go bar chord, open chord to bar chord. Open chord to bar chord. Okay, I'm kind of cheating here because what am I doing? I'm playing kind of the low end and I'm flicking with my fingers. Look at, but I'm trying to keep the rhythm. Now, I kind of skipped what I said in the beginning before I play. I went right into playing the chord to the triad. I should have done this. Okay, get the movement. Get the transition. Okay, and then add in. All this is cumulative, okay? You're just trying to add new things to your playing catalog that don't have. And this is all repetition, okay? Like, you have, even when you're like a master at this, you gotta keep practicing it every day or you'll lose your chops, okay? So C to a C triad. And now let's also add in the minor 6. I said I would do theory, but here I am doing theory. Relative A minor to the A minor triad. The triad is on the same string set, on the DGB string set. Minor triad playlist coming next, all 12. All right, so let's do this. Not playing any notes yet. I'm focusing on the rhythm and the percussive part. Just adding it in. Okay? Again, you kind of see there's like this flow that happens on the transitions. And the reason I tell you to pay attention to how your body feels is you will feel them because they feel smooth. They really do. There's just like this flow that happens, all right? It's not, I'm not playing like this. I'm not like fighting the neck, okay? This is like what a beginner does, and I get it, I was there, I was you, okay? Okay, and every day we're fighting the neck, trying to learn something new, but feel the flow. That's why I say just don't go straight to playing the chord. Get the flow of the rhythmic first. Okay? Again, if you're confused, questions, comments, hit that button. I want you to like this video, please. Oh my God, the stuff we do. You guys know what to do. Anyways, I just like helping you get better guitar. That's all I care about. You. I care about you, all right? So now let's put the whole enchilada together, all right? And then or let's make some tasty cupcakes. Delicious, tasty cupcakes for your tiny ears. So let's do C, just to review, C to the C triad, A minor to the A minor triad, okay? Without playing any notes yet, get the flow. C, C triad, A minor triad, and add it in. C triad, A minor triad. Okay, now, to kind of show you like the extension of this, where you want to take it eventually, this is where the guitar is so deep. Eventually, you're gonna want to know. You probably already know this. You're gonna want to add in a little lick of this A minor pentatonic shape when you go to the A minor triad. For example, watch. I'm probably gonna butcher this. Watch, but it'll fall apart. But I get back up. Okay, that's what guitar is. So, look at that, Mom. I didn't fall apart. Keep the rhythm going, keep the rhythm going, keep the rhythm flowing. Okay, so you see, again, there's all these little tiny things that are happening that help you keep your rhythmic flow. And trust me, it doesn't matter how, listen, the players that are seasoned players, and as you progress and get better and better, you're gonna realize that rhythm is the most important thing, and it's way more impressive than some super, listen, I love fast ripping leads, but there's nothing better than just super tight killer rhythm. Like that is so, I don't want to say it's underappreciated, I think, by the beginning guitar player, especially when we're younger, because we're mesmerized by the guys playing the crazy leads. I was the same way, okay, but rhythm is everything. No offense if that's all you're into, but you gotta have rhythm. Without rhythm, you have nothing. Okay, this video is going longer than I thought, but this is important stuff. Let's go to the last concept because we could keep going. Now, I am gonna keep the pick, okay? I usually would ditch the pick and just use my fingers, but same concept. I'll think of the pick now as my thumb, and I'm gonna use my pick and my fingers. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a G, okay? And this is where you gotta try things rhythmically, okay? Otherwise you're gonna get bored and you're gonna just not have fun. So then we'll do a C, okay? And then we'll do like a little turnaround D to back to C and then back to G. So essentially, here's the first thing you're gonna wanna do. We're gonna use the E and A string as like to play the bass line. So this is what I'm telling you, it's so fun because you're playing everything by yourself. You're covering the low end, the high end, the melody, okay? So you're gonna pick the E string and flick, and A string and flick, so it's and I'm fretting a G chord, okay? Again, I'm not playing the G chord yet. I'm just building that rhythmic flow. Okay, watch. Now let's just add it in real slow. Pick, flick, 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 pick. Don't pick and flick your boogers though, just the guitar. Pick, flick, 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 pick, flick. And now we'll do a C chord. The same concept, but we're gonna do it on the A and the D string, okay? Because that's where, and the A is where our root is, okay? And this is our major third. I just can't help myself with the theory and stuff, I'm sorry. But you're gonna wanna know it anyways. And then I go, again. Isn't that little harmonic in there? Okay. Let's see if we can put the whole thing together, G to C. Okay, see how fun it gets? Now, as you get super comfortable with that, then you'll start embellishing it by doing like little hammer-ons, little like pull-offs, little runs in there. And it just gets more and more fun. So for example, let's put it together, just that part of it. Beatbox it. Again. Just try things and like don't We need to fall apart to build back up and get better. Now, one last little tiny piece I'm going to show in here is, remember that C triad here that we did from the C open chord to the triad? We're going to do this. I'm going to do like the little turnaround in this little pick and flick. So you see that? So there's your one little, this is kind of like the cherry on top. Cherry for your ears. So again, let's play it kind of fast. I hit a shank, but that's okay. That's it. Drop jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. That's like a real mouthful to say. Where are you watching from? What are you working on? If you've never made a comment, I challenge you to make a comment. Oh, and here's a little trivia question for you. What is the major third in a C major triad? What note is the third note in a C major triad? All right, you guys are amazing. Only you can stop you. You won't stop. We'll keep going, just like I'm going to keep going on this channel because you guys are amazing. Team Jellyfish for the win. I will see you in the next video. Peace. No more moonwalking.